What up, y'all? It's Coffee, and with the Olympics behind us, and many people saying the closing ceremonies seemed very satanic, and as well as the overall just presentation and the opening ceremonies as well. The whole theme had a lot of people freaking out, scared, saying it's a sign of the times. Comment and let me know if you felt that way, if you peeped anything that seemed demonic in nature that freaked you the fuck out. But controversy that was ongoing in the Olympics, boxing, the women's division. If you didn't hear about this, it's quite the doozy. You see this individual, Imane Khelif, I believe is how you say his name. And you see this individual took home the gold, right? And is showing off this makeover pose, right? Like, look how glamorous I look. And is also filing a suit in French court, suing over all this, right? And if you're not up on game on what exactly happened, there was this particular boxer and then another boxer that I think was from Taiwan. I can't recall exactly what country. It was a country in Asia, if I recall correctly. And those two individuals were said, hey, you can't compete in the women's boxing division because the IBA did testing, GENDER testing. It's why we can't even really say that word like that. We got to be careful when we say the G word, just like when referencing the sickness. Can y'all believe that? But the IBA did this testing and it came back saying the chromosomes and karyotypes and stuff that showed up showed that you are indeed, or let's not say are, let's say when you were BORN, you were an MALE. To this Imane Khelif and the other individual from the Asian country in which I was just speaking of, to which the Olympic International Committee or whatever came through and said, nah, fuck that, fuck the IBA, the international boxing. We're trumping you and disqualifying you and saying what you're saying don't mean ish. And they are competing in these Olympic Games in the women's boxing division, and when it comes to all this stuff, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what anyone, identifies as or wants to be or whatever. Like, cool, it is what it is. You are what you say you are and all that. But when it comes to sports, we already been through this some years back. I can't recall if it was the Olympics or what world competition it was. I think it was swimming, where some individuals that were indeed born MALE were competing in the women's and were setting records and tearing it up and dominating. And then that's when they came through and said, you know what? Hey, that's cool. We respect what anyone is becoming or is or was or will be or whatever. But when it comes to competition, the sport, we can't have that. Like, we respect what you say you are, but competition wise, that ain't happening. And that's what the IBA boxing dude that did all the testing said, hey, I respect these individuals, but when we did this testing, it said this, thus they cannot compete against the females because I need to protect the sport of boxing. And again, the Olympic Committee, your international committee, overrode that and said, we don't respect you over here in France. Fuck you. They can't compete. And it was crazy. They went on and dominated the women's division. There were matches that were over in 30 seconds where they were just beating the brakes off of these broads. And, one of them spoke out and said, hey, this is BS. I'm dedicated to boxing. I've been training my whole life. I'm a good boxer. And someone comes in who was born in MALE, just mollywops the fuck out of me. This ain't right. Like, I worked hard for this. And that individual actually had to give an apology, was like bullied into saying that they were sorry. It was pretty fucked up. Like, if you kind of take a step back and look at it for what it is, someone put it this way, and I agreed, that this is like battered woman syndrome, where a woman is getting beat down and apologizing for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really psychologically flucked if you think about it. But you see the way it all went. The Olympic Committee let them compete. The Go figure, the gold match ended up being these two individuals against each other, and the Imane Khelif, who is now showing their glorious makeover, won the gold, and is filing a lawsuit in French court about all this. If things trend the way they've been going, I'm sure she'll end up winning millions of dollars for discrimination, or who knows. I don't know what exactly is at stake at all, but this individual is taking legal action. And you want to know what's wild? What took it a step further beyond all this, between the Olympic Committee and the IBA going at it about if these individuals could compete or not, they took it a step further. It didn't just say, hey, we're allowing these individuals to compete in the women's division. Fluck what your testing says, fluck what you say. We're the true authority here. We're not just saying that they're allowed to. We're saying that they both were born FEMALE, which is like, wow, man. You know what I mean? Like that's where it's really getting confusing and perplexing to me, is because they're not just saying that this is a TRANS thing. They're claiming that these were born naturally FEMALEs. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do you think about? What does it look like to you with this glorious, luxurious makeover that the gold medal champ is flossing here? Because the International Olympic Committee is saying, fuck those tests, those chromosomes. They were born FEMALEs. But a lot of people are saying,
I saw everything, okay.
Oh, great. Great. Can you describe the perpetrator to me, ma'am?
Yeah, he looked like a man.
Okay, he was a man.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything I tell you I saw.
Good, good. Was he a tall man or a short man?
Yeah, no.
Yes, he was a tall man, and
Okay.
no, he wasn't a short man?
No, yeah, everything I saw, everything.
Like?
Yeah, okay, he looked like a man.
he look like y'all remember that classic from Mad TV? I wonder if that's considered racist nowadays, right? Because technically, was that a white lady doing Asian face, Asian accent, or is that an Asian woman? I don't know. Is that racist? Is this sexist? Are these women? Are these men? What's going on with it all? What do you guys think about this? And did you think or see any satanic-ish in the symbology through the Olympics, the opening and closing ceremonies and all that? What's your thoughts about it all? What do you think's going to happen? Let's talk about it in the comments. I think this Imane Khelif is probably going to win a ton of money in this lawsuit, and it's probably going to win most beautiful woman in the world too on top of it. I bet you. You just watch and wait.